A lot of it just comes down to experience.
Sure.
It doesn't have to be, decades of work experience.
Sure.
You could build side projects.
Yeah.
A lot of people build side projects in their spare time using technologies they find interesting.
Sure.
And that's one great way to do it. Hackathons are another way to do it. Just finding ways to hone your craft, practice. I think about how basketball players would improve their skills in the off season. It's doing tons of drills, and so it's just building more projects
Sure.
as a software engineer.
Sure.
Actually, one thing that I don't see a lot of people do is reflect on programming history. So one thing I think that could be done more that I recommend to people I mentor is actually finding white papers for awesome technologies that we use today. Things like MySQL. Read the white paper for MySQL or read the white paper for MapReduce. It's very, very hard to do it, but that's what stretches you and makes you technically better. So my second point is get feedback. So have senior engineers review your code, put your work out there. So open source is a great way to do this. I have a lot of friends in the open source community who put out their code for the world to
Sure.
see and evaluate, and they got feedback that way. And of course, work experience will expose your work to others, and you'll naturally get some feedback from
Sure,
that.
it sounds like one way to get better at coding is to get a job.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
when
Absolutely.
you get that job, making sure that you're putting yourself in the position to get feedback regularly so that you can be better.
Yeah. One mistake junior engineers make is being scared or
Yeah.
apprehensive about
Yeah.
getting feedback.
Yeah.
Some junior engineers will actually be a little shy in their code.
Sure.
They won't kind of shake the boat with the code base as much as they could, whereas they might need to make some large changes. They might make the smallest changes possible. And I would say just go, as long as it doesn't break anything in production, just go for it. You never know what you'll learn.
Yeah, and I feel like those first couple of months, there's a lot of grace
Yeah,
given,
absolutely.
a lot of opportunity for failure. They don't expect you to be productive.
Absolutely.
If you can go hard and try to move fast and break things,
Yeah.
to borrow the Facebook mantra in the beginning, you might end up changing things for the better and getting noticed as opposed to kind of pussyfooting around getting your hands dirty, because at some point it's going to come to a point where it's like, hey, you've been here for X amount of time. We expect you to know everything here.
Yeah.
And we expect you to have contributed when you get to that first review.
Absolutely.